The question is, explain why respiration is an exothermic process. That means, why does respiration, the equation of respiration, release energy by itself? Okay, why does it release? Exothermic means it releases energy by itself. And why blue colored copper sulphate is heated? When it's heated, it becomes colorless. Why does that happen? Okay, now answer the answer of the first part, why respiration is an exothermic reaction. First of all, what is respiration? Respiration refers to the overall process by which oxygen is abstracted from the air. We take oxygen from the air and in our body, the oxygen is transported to our cells for the oxidation of organic molecules. Organic molecules like carbohydrates, any organic molecule. For example, glucose. While carbon dioxide and water are produced as a result of that oxidation. So what happens? We take oxygen from the air, it goes into our body and is distributed to the cells. What happens after? There's a reaction of carbohydrate which we get from the food and the oxygen which we take from the air. Okay? And what is the product of that reaction? Carbon dioxide which we release and water. Okay? Oxygen are returned to the environment. During digestion, carbohydrates we take as food are broken down into glucose. Then this reaction happens with the glucose. The reaction of glucose with the oxygen we take from the air. It releases CO2 and H2O. And it also releases 2820 kilojoules of heat. That is why it's exothermic. Now, why should be this reaction exothermic? You might be thinking. It's simple because carbon dioxide, this reaction favors in the forward direction. That means this reaction is spontaneous. When glucose gets oxygen, this reaction happens by itself because this glucose molecule is not as much as stable as this product. Okay, so the product is more stable, so this reaction will tend to move in forward direction. That means it will tend to make CO2 and H2O with the oxygen. Okay, so that's why it's exothermic. It releases heat by itself. We don't have to give heat to our body to make this reaction happen. Okay, here glucose burns, that is gets oxidized to produce carbon dioxide and water, and a lot of heat energy is released. So it's an exothermic reaction. Now the second question, why when blue colored copper sulphate is heated, it becomes colorless? Why does that happen? Let's see. When blue color copper sulphate is crystalline, why is the blue color in it? The blue color is only because of the water present with it. Okay, because copper sulphate is initially like this. It's not only CuSO4, it is CuSO4 dot 5 times H2O. Okay, so it's present with the water. When we initially heat it, the water leaves, and because of the leaving of the water, the color which was present because of the water also leaves. So the blue color was because of this water. When we initially heat it, water leaves as water vapor and it becomes colorless. Okay, so the color also fades. I hope it's clear to you.